Hello class. Today we are looking at 7.3 red, okay? A key idea here is the volume of a pyramid. The volume V of a pyramid is 1/3 the product of the area of the base and the height of the pyramid, okay? Here we have a square pyramid, okay? And so when we have a square pyramid, the base is length times the width. So you would multiply the base times the width times the length. You would take 1/3 of it, and then you would multiply by the height. Okay, so it is 1/3 the base, okay, then times the height. All right, so that's the formula for a volume for a pyramid. Okay, let's move forward. Let's look at example 1. In example 1, finding the volume of a pyramid, okay? In this case, this particular base B is given to us, which is 48. Okay, it's not in the form of a square. Okay, and so with that in mind, we take the value that they have given us, 48. We take 1/3 of it, and then we multiply it by 9. Let's verify their figure. Okay, using our calculator, we take 48, take 1/3 of it, but dividing it by 3. Okay, and then we multiply that times 9, and we get 144. Okay, so that will give us a volume of 144 cubic millimeters. Okay, now let's take a look at the next example. In our next example, we do not have a square pyramid. Well, this is a square pyramid. This is a triangular. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at it. All right, in A, our square pyramid, we have 3 and 4 as our base. So we would have 3 times 4, which is 12. We would take 1/3 of it, which would give us a 4, then times our height, which is times 7, and our answer is 28. So the volume is 28 cubic feet. Okay? Now, let's look over here. Over here, we see that we have a triangle for a base. Okay? And so it's triangular base, but a pyramid. Okay, so it's a triangular pyramid. So then it's different, because when you get a base, which is actually area of a triangle, that formula is 1/2 times the base, the length times the width. Okay, for a triangle. So let's take a look at that. Here, notice they must first calculate the base. 1/2, 17.5 here, times 6 here, this triangular base here. Okay, so you get half of it. Then, okay, you can get your 1/3 of your base times your height. Let's check, let's verify that. Okay, so we have 17.5 times 6, okay, which is 105. Then we take half of it, divided by 2. All right, we get 52.5. Okay, now we take that and we divide that by 3, which is 17.5, and then we multiply it times 10. And we get 175. Okay, so that's how that's done. Okay, so it's an extra step when it's a triangular pyramid, because it has a triangular base. Okay, all right, so let's move forward. On this page, we're going to take a look now at the examples given. Okay, and we're going to see if we can. Okay, let's look at on your own. All right, let's try number 1. First, they tell us that the base is 21 and the height is 6. Okay, we know our formula is 1/3 base times height. Well, if we know what the base is, which is 21, okay, and then times our height, which is 6, okay? So first we must deal with this, okay? So we take our calculator, 21 divided by 3 gives us 7, okay? Then 7 times 6 times 6 equals 42. So this becomes 42 feet cubed. That's number 1, okay? Let's look at number 2. On number 2, we have our square pyramid, right? So we have 8 and 10, which is a part of our base. So first our formula is 1/3 base times height. And so here we have 1/3, and we have 10 times 8, then times 7. So we know that 10 times 8 is 80. So using our calculator, we take our 80 divided by 3, and we get 26.66 times 7. And our answer is 186.66, okay? And that would be inches cubed. All right, let's take a look at our last one. Our last one has a triangular base, okay? So number 3, we have 1/3, then 1/2 of the base, okay, times the height, okay? So let's take a look at that. 1/3 times 1/2. In this case, the base is 18 here, and then the height would be 7 down here, okay? Then times 11, okay? So let's take a look at that. So we have 1/3, let's take half of 18 times 7. So 18 times 7, and half of that divided by 2 is going to give us a 63. All right, then we take 1/3 of the 63 divided by 3, all right, which gives us a 21 times 11. All right, so times 11, and we get a 231 centimeters cubed, and that's how that is done, okay? Now, moving forward, our real-life application. The volume of a suntan bottle B is how many times the volume in bottle A, which is better by? Use a formula for the volume of a pyramid to estimate the amount of sunscreen in each bottle, okay? So here you have bottle A, 1 times 2, 1/3 of that times 6, and you have 4 inches cubed. Here, 1.5 times 3, 1/3 of that times 4, and you end up with 6 inches cubed, okay? So now, it says, so the volume of the sunscreen bottle for B is 6 over 4, okay? Or 1.5 the volume in bottle A, okay? So 6 to 4, okay? Because it says the volume of sunscreen in B is how many times the volume in A. So B is in our numerator, A is in our denominator, so we know that B to A, and we know it is 1.5 times the volume of A. So find the unit cost. So here in bottle A, if it costs $9.96, okay, the cost to the volume, then you have the cost to the volume, and so here's the cost. Break it down to one volume. You have $2.49 per volume, and here, same thing here, cost of volume. All right, you have the cost of $14.46 to 6 inches in volume. Break it down to one is $2.40 per volume, and that's how that's done. So let's take a look at number 4. Bottle C, sale price is $13.20. And bottle C, is bottle C a better buy than bottle A in example 3, and explain. So let's take a look. Bottle C is $13.20. you have $13.20, and its volume you have 1/3, 3 times 2, and the height is 3 according to these dimensions. Okay, so here you have 1/3. Sorry, 1/3 of 6 times 3. A third of 6 is 2 times 3, and therefore it is 6. Okay, so if that be the case, if you want to know 1320 to 6, okay, the cost of volume, all right, so we want to break it down to one volume, so we have to divide both by 6 to get it down to 1, so that 1320 divided by 6 gives us $2.20. So we discover that here our bottle C, okay, costs less than our bottle B per unit. Okay, so that's the overview of the chapter. Let's take a look at the homework. Okay, when taking a look at the homework, we're looking at the even numbers. Okay, let's start with number 2. Number 2, remember, we have 1/3 base times height. So here, this is a triangular. In this case, it is 1/3 and then 1/2 of the base times the height. So here you have 9 times 8 and then times 10. Okay, oh, don't forget that we've got a half and then a third. Okay, so now take care of this first. So that 9 times 8 is 72. Okay, and then we're taking half of it, which gives us a 36. So we have 1/3, 36 times 10. So once we do that, we divide that by 3. So now we have 12 times 10, so it's 120 yards cubed. Okay, let's look at number 4. Number 4, they gave us the base, so we don't need to calculate it. So that would be 1/3, the volume, base times height. So that's 1/3 of 12 times the 15. 1/3 of 12 is 4 times 15, which gives us 60 meters cubed. Okay, now let's take a look at number 6. Number 6, they say you work at a restaurant with 20 tables. Each table has a set of salt and pepper shakers on it that are in the shape of a square pyramid. How many salt do you need to find all the salt shakers? So here we have 1/3 base times height. Because they're the same, this is 2, that would be 2 squared. It's the same on all sides. So that's 1/3 of 2 times the height, which is 3. Okay, so this would be 1/3. This would be 4 times 3. So we take our 4, all right, divided by 3, and we get 1.33 times 3. Multiply that times 3, and we get 3.9 for just 1, 3.9. So you might as well just round that up to 4, okay? But it says we have 20 tables. So then we take this 4 times 20, and we have 80. So we need, how much salt do we need? We need 80 inches cubed of salt, okay? And that is our lesson. Okay, see you shortly.